Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is my first update for the hashtag #roulettepancollab that was set up by the lovely Rebecca Morgan and Alexy. I won't try to pronounce her surname because I will butcher it, but I'll have them both linked down below. There is a juicy playlist for your binging pleasure, which will be linked down below. So if you're interested in seeing my update, then just keep watching. You may be aware we're working on 6 products at any given time rolling, and I've hit goal on 2, so we'll be rolling in 2 more at the end. So I'll start with the 2 that I hit goal on. For a product you lusted after for a long time, I chose this Hourglass palette. My goal was to use it 15 times and I used it 15 times. It wasn't this specific palette that I was lusting after, it was Hourglass in general. I always wanted to try Hourglass and this was my first experience. You all probably are aware or sick of me saying how annoyed I get with how small the pans are, and that YouTube videos like that's all I had to go off because Hourglass isn't accessible here, and it just doesn't accurately represent how small the pans are. And none of my brushes were kind of conducive with using this because it would hit multiple pans. You can see that from the intro. But I just switched up the brushes. It wasn't as enjoyable, but the products themselves are gorgeous. The highlighter shade is this shade here. It's a little bit glittery, but it is quite nice. These blushes are quite pigmented. I thought Hourglass was buildable, but these anyway are quite pigmented on me, and so is this. But I do really like the airbrushy formula. I've used this palette now over 40 or 50 times since I've gotten it, but I'm happy to use it up. I will purchase eventually one day in life singles of these, but I will not, I say now, but I will not purchase a palette like this again unless the pans are bigger, because in my opinion it's just so ridiculous. For a Franken product, I rolled in my Makeup Revolution blush. You'll see it on the screen hopefully where it was. There wasn't much in it, but that was all that I had in my collection at the moment, and I used it 14 times this update and it's gone finally. My second blush of the year finished. This blush I started and finished this year, which never ever happens. It is a Makeup Revolution blush. It is a kind of a talcum powder formula. It came from the big massive 2018 palette, and it was the last product to use in that palette, and it's gone. It was a really lovely color. It was like had a very, not much of a base pigment and more of a glow, so I literally put it on top of pretty much everything. I'm so happy another blush is gone and removed from my inventory. So that's the second product that is leaving today, or has left. The next 2 together since I introduced them together, and they're both NYX Liquid Lipsticks, and one category is a matte product and one is a product you're not sure if you're like, and this fitted both because they're matte liquid lipsticks, and my goal was to use them both 10 times each. So I've used this one 8 out of 10 times, so I have 2 more to go on this one, which is the lighter of the 2, and this one here I've used 6 times, so I need to use this a further 4 times. This darker cool tone shade is called Honeymoon, and this kind of lighter tone is called Satin Ribbon. I actually have Satin Ribbon on all over my lips today with a lip gloss over top, and it's not the driest of liquid lipstick formulas I have tried so far in my collection, but they are very old, so that could be it too. But they're fine. They're a bit like liquidy compared to everything else that I've used so far in my collection. If you can see here, I do enjoy the color of it. I will pan this to completion eventually, but they had been going neglected. Do I like them? Do I not like them? I wouldn't repurchase them, but I don't not like them, so nothing. But I have tried worse. This is not to say that they're bad, but I have tried drier formulas than this. I'm just kind of currently have so many shades in this color that I'm not interested to purchase them again, but so we know how we feel. So we need to use the deeper one 4 more times and the lighter one 2 more times. I had been pairing the deeper one on the bottom and the lighter one in the middle, but I put the lighter one all over today just to see what the story was, and I'm happy with it. It's not too dry, which is great. So I'll put this back. For a product that deserves more hype, I had chosen the Inglot, and I chose their foundation. This is the HD Perfect Cover Up Foundation, 35 mils or 1.18 US fluid ounce in the shade 76, which is a very deep shade for my skin tone, but I use it when I'm fake tanned or when I'm like tan for me. or I mix it with foundation. So it's an airlift pump, so it goes up. So I've been using it for the month. I only wear a very small amount of foundation anyway, and I always mix it with a moisturizer or something. I only do little dots. So I think this is pretty good for me, and this is the only deep foundation of this coverage that I own, deeper for me. So I'm not in a rush, but I am glad that I'm getting use out of it. I was getting use out of it anyway, but I'm glad that I've continued to get use out of it. I think that this brand deserves so much more hype than I ever see it get. I do really enjoy their pigments. I love this foundation. This is a kind of a satin medium buildable foundation. It's not quite matte, but it's certainly not dewy. I really enjoy that. I will buy it again. For your most expensive lip product, I chose the LimeCrime lipstick in Airborne Unicorn. Guys, I have been looking online for this bad boy, and I can only see it accessible on the LimeCrime website. It's not available on Beauty Bay or Boots, which is a drugstore in Ireland and the UK. I just cannot find it. This is it here, but I have been wearing it in a good few videos. I love this. I don't feel like I'm being, like, I always hate to say something is a favorite, but I have to say, or like I'm scared to say something is a favorite, but out of all of the lipsticks that I have tried, and I have over 100 lipsticks, not liquid lipsticks. I know that's bold, but still, this is the best formula that I have tried. What on earth? Are they all like this formula, or is it just, because this is the only one I have. It literally is creamy, right? But it doesn't migrate all over your face. It stayed on my mouth for a minimum of 3.5 hours without moving up here, going here, or disappearing altogether. And I drank, well, I didn't eat food, but I did drink glasses of water. It did get on the glass, but that is it. It wasn't too creamy where it migrated, and it wasn't dry at all. What is this magic? What is this? So I'll show you on a piece of paper how much I went down. Not much, but I still went down. Here it is here. So I went down that little bit, but I'm so happy. Oh, it's not accessible. Does that mean that it's going away? Like, I really want another one of these. I really do. I don't own a color like this. Let me just swatch it. Like, some of my videos, it kind of comes up more warm tone than it is for some reason, and some kind of more show it. There it is there. It's just so, I know I like really heavy duty the swatch, but I find when I'm watching videos, if it's a small swatch, I can't like grasp it, if that makes sense. But it's just, I love it. And I want another one because I don't want this to be gone. I don't want it to be gone, and I don't know any formula like that that's like that. I only ever purchased liquid lipsticks so that it wouldn't go. This is so comfortable. Anyway, my goal for that one is to finish, and if I didn't say, my goal for the foundation is to finish also. So it is time to roll in 2 new categories. So I'm just going to get my pretty random. So I didn't mention, but I'll mention it now. There are 2 sheets of categories that they started off with 50 and then there was 100. I migrated the 2 together, so my numbers will not match yours. But in total, out of the 150, I have 103 left that are viable. So I have 1 to 103, and I have my laptop there. So I'm gonna, I wonder, can I shake? Is it working again? Number 74, yeah? And number 92. So let's go see what they are. 74 and 92. Okay, we'll start with 92. A product you will always repurchase. A product you will always repurchase. And 74, an on-trend product. On-trend? I'm actually still, okay. Okay guys, so I'm gonna go look for those 2 categories and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I think I'm shooting myself in the foot with what I have picked, because I have been annoying you all year saying, I'm overwhelmed, I'm panning too many everything, and then you'll see what I picked. So I picked something that was the truth, that wasn't the scary one, and it was a product you will always repurchase, and I chose the Bum Bum Cream because it is something I feel like I will always repurchase. I was trying to be strategic as well, but I did open all my makeup drawers and I was like, some of the things I'll always repurchase, I've actually used up and I have not yet repurchased because of the lockdown scenario in Ireland, and I haven't gone in and repurchased them. I'm trying to use some of the things that I have, and so this is something that I own, with the exception of a perfume I could have picked. But I will, I feel like I will always repurchase this because I do love it, and I never give myself permission to use it because I'm panning other lotions. So I want to use this 10 times because it is really expensive. So my goal is not to use the thing up. Do you know what I mean? I just finished one before and I repurchased this one. I love the smell of this. I have the shampoo and the conditioner and the body scrub. I got the body scrub myself for my birthday. So this I'm going to use 10 times. I love when projects give you like permission to use something. You always have permission, but I use this as a kind of a psychological way of being allowed. So this is the thing, okay? The on-trend thing. Am I like 976 years of age? Because I was like, good, what is on trend right now? Trying to think. And so I'm gonna say it's something that it has been popular right now. I don't really think it's on trend. And I kind of struggle to think what is on trend. So you might let me know in the comments what you think is on trend right now. But I chose this. Yes. Thank you so much to Sophie here on YouTube. I'll link her down below. I wouldn't have been able to purchase this but for her letting me know when it was being restocked. Otherwise I actually wouldn't have known because I'm not on trend. Is that what you'd say? I'm not in with the cool kids where I'm aware of what's going on when it's going on, you know? I always find out things after the fact. Because I just don't ever pay attention. So I want to use this 10 times. And you're like, that's not that much. I don't know if you are, but you might be. If you are, I'm panning over 30 eyeshadows. Oh, it is the worst thing to pan over 30 eyeshadows when I'm not wearing makeup hardly as much as I used to because I'm at home so much of the time. But anyway, this is what this palette looks like. So I know people have said this before, but sorry if the mirrors are blinding you. These pans are massive in person. Massive. They are way bigger than the regular 26mm pan. It actually fits inside this kind of quite well, but that's what it looks like. I've only used this palette once and I filmed the first impressions and I just deleted it. I didn't upload it because it just went so badly. Everything went down onto my face. I got product into my eyes. I'm not one to like make a thing out of things, but it was so stingy in my eyes for the couple of days that I had to put drops in because it literally got right into my eye and it just wouldn't stick. But now I have a glitter glue, so we'll see if that changes things. But I like to give myself permission to use things that are new as well and that I'm not like panning. So look, life is freaking tough right now. So let's just have a bit of fun. The colors in here are actually just so outstandingly beautiful. The one thing I can say is, I've only used it once, but this shade had like zero, it didn't come up on my eye at all. Not that it like had a minor pigmentation, nothing happened. So I'm curious to see, like it's coming up on my finger, but nothing came up on my, there, look, nothing. Like, I don't understand, it's not blue at all, it's like gray. That annoys me. Let me just, there we go. So I'm going to try and blend out that deep blue shade with it because I think that's what they said. So the shimmer shades have been really, really beautiful. My only other experience is, you see this shade here? It has a similar, similar flaky texture to the electric, the Subculture palette. That's with my one experience. That's what happened. But again, we'll see what happens now that I own a glitter glue. But the shimmers are just like, oh my God. It's just, sorry now. It's just so beautiful. Let me just swatch a few of these shades for you. For you. I really was curious about Beauty Bay's formula because I have not tried anything like them, and they've recently come out with another palette that looks quite similar to this layout. So I'm intrigued. So now that I have a glitter glue, I can establish with my one use that it just did not work without a glitter glue. Everything fell down onto my face, nothing stuck to my eye, it wasn't nice at all. It scrapped the video, that's how bad it was. So my goal is to use this 10 times. That is my first update, guys. Do you think I'll hit goal on anything by the next time? If so, what? Are you doing this project? How are you finding it? Are you doing it on Instagram with the hashtag? I started doing this project on Instagram and I love seeing the updates there. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and I'll see you the next time. Bye.